Thursday, and it's the first time I've been out of the house for over a week. I've been crook, had a really bad cold, and it's been a hell of a week because during that time I've discovered that my CBA bank account had been attacked by some sort of a hacker. They'd inserted a different account when I went to check it on Monday. I was able to get into my account early Monday morning, but after that I couldn't. And I thought it was a general problem with CBA, but it wasn't. It was just my account. And so I've been trying to get a new password so I can get into my account, but I've had no luck there because on top of everything else, my mobile phone has died on me, and I don't know why that's happened. So it's been a hell of a week, and it appears as if people are attacking quite a few of my accounts. The same thing has happened to a NAB account, and well, not closing it or causing it to be shut down until I can get it reactivated. That's why I'm going to Smithfield today, going to the CBA branch to get that done. But they did something else, and so it seems as though hackers are attacking me all over. I don't know why. I mean, but unfortunately it's the perfect storm, just the same week that I had this shocking cold. So I haven't even been able to get out of the house to get down to Smithfield until today to try to get this resolved, because I tried ringing yesterday and of course I had no service on the mobile. So, and they don't provide a messaging option to you unless you use the app, the CBA app. But if you're already locked out of your account, you can't even get into that app to actually message them. It's an absurd system. So my communication has been totally stuffed on top of everything else. Yesterday or the day before, my Hotmail Outlook account also was frozen, and that was just a matter of updating the details, but it all happened at once, and it's just been beyond a joke. And this was the time that I was meant to be travelling OS, when my account, my CBA account was blocked. It was actually the day I was supposed to be flying out. But of course that was all stuffed up as well in the previous week because I couldn't get the 90-day Vietnam visa. I actually gave up on it, paid for the damn thing, but I couldn't get it to work. So I had to go back to the tried and true 30-day visa. So now I've got a shortened trip to Vietnam later than I was hoping, but at least I've salvaged that much out of it. And of course if I'd had stuck to my original trip, I would have had a pretty lousy start to it because I would have been bedridden for the first few days. I don't think I would have flown, to be honest, just not up to it. So yeah, it's just been horrible. I've never had this many hassles. And I knew 2023 was going to be a tough year, but not in this way. It's been a bit different to what I expected. So, yeah, and it's going to be a bit of a struggle getting up to the CBA's right down the end of the shopping centre. So it's going to require a lot of walking, which is exactly what I don't want to have to do. But this is the best I've felt for a whole week, even though I'm definitely subpar. Anyway, I better look at the time. At least I can still check the time on my mobile. I've got no idea why I'm getting no mobile signal. I'm hoping that it is just a problem with base, with mobile stations locally, and that if I go to Smithfield I might find better coverage. I can only hope. Well, I went to Combank and they looked into my account and they discovered that around 20 grand had been taken on my redraw, so had bumped my housing loan. I only had about 1.5 to pay, up to about over 21,000 to pay, so they have gone into that account. So the fraud department's looking into that right now. Thought that might be the end of it. The NAB account's all been tied up with fraud as well, so every one of my financial institutions is being attacked. And I thought maybe ANZ were okay. I just went to use my credit card at the supermarket and it was declined. So something fishy's going on everywhere. So this is a total nightmare. Every single one of my financial accounts is being hacked. So this is going to be very messy. Oh, it's Friday. Normally a day I go down and have a drink. Not in the mood for it on a number of levels. The first one is I've still got my cold. And secondly, I've got this major financial situation to get sorted. Today I'm going to the ANZ, see if I can get use of my credit card again. One of the major concerns though that I've got is that in my Hotmail, I received from another financial company I've never heard of, giving me some sort of a code for access to it, and I never applied for it. And so this is the second time this has happened this week, and I'm starting to think that because I'm a victim of identity theft, they're setting up all these accounts in my name, and maybe who knows what they're doing with money, laundering it or whatever. But this is dangerous stuff. I might have to find out if there's a federal authority I can contact, because I want to make it clear I didn't set up these accounts. They've basically hijacked my name, and they wouldn't be doing it for good purposes, that's for sure. So this is really a big worry. So the nightmare not only continues but tends to escalate, and I can't see the end of this down the track. I don't know what's going to happen. I never thought this would happen to me. I've got to get some major security on my computer, of course. But before I can do anything, I've got to have access to my credit card again, so I can actually purchase antivirus stuff. Without that, I'm stuffed. It's, you know, because I could go physically in, I suppose, to a department store and buy a security suite, but I prefer to do it online. But anyway, we'll work something out. My cousin came up with a smart plan regarding the phone. She said she could buy me a voucher for my Aldi phone, so that way, even if I don't have any joy with my credit card today, I can get the phone up and running again. But again, I've got to cover my own ass regarding this potential fraud that's taking place in my name on these accounts that I didn't open, with companies I've never heard of. They're financial companies, and I've just no idea what they are. They're pay companies or something. Obviously ways of ciphering funds around, and I don't want to be them using my name, obviously. So it's a real worry. But first things first, I've got to get the ANZ thing sorted. And I also got to go to CommBank, because they sent me a temporary password to get up and running on my CommBank account, but it expired by the time I used it. I used it at 5 PM that day, and it already expired. Now the guy didn't tell me there was a time limit on it, and it may only be a few hours. And if that's the case, surely tell the customer that, so they know to get the temporary one converted into a permanent password. I'm just a bit gun shy about doing anything online at the moment. That's my problem. That's why I put it off. But yeah, I just feel super insecure about my financial situation at the moment, and I'm thinking I might just have to pull the plug on the what was left of my holiday, because I know that the fraud dispute that has been set up with the Combank regarding monies taken out of my account, that won't be resolved for a few weeks, probably 3 weeks, which is exactly when I'm supposed to leave for overseas. But I can't leave for overseas obviously until I make sure that my online bank accounts are secure, and I'll have to get an antivirus, anti-malware type program, and there's so many out on the market, it's very confusing to know what's the best. My cousin's using one. It costs her about $60 something a year, and she got that cheap. So they're not cheap. That allowed her to put it onto 6 devices. Anyway, I just don't know. I guess you can only do things step by step, but I think I'll have to ask and see whether it's a federal police or someone I need to contact to mention this fraud that's taking place in my name, because at least I can alert them to the fact I didn't set up these accounts. I think that'd be a sensible move. I found out today that a friend had also been a victim of this same thing last year, and she lost about $8 but got it back. So they obviously did the fraud investigation, and she was absolved of that. So that's good. But she didn't mention it to me, which is funny. But it's happening everywhere. It is an epidemic, and you know, I don't know. I think it's just going to get worse unless maybe the federal government gets really serious about it and sets up a particular task force to do something, because it's, you know, these people are very clever. These white-collar criminals we're talking about are not idiots. So definitely something needs to be done, in my opinion. Spending 4 hours in the ANZ branch, much more inefficient than than Combank, I've got to say. And I spent most of that time on hold on the phone. And I got to speak to one lady after waiting in excess of 1 hour, and she just got all the details of the fraudulent transactions, and issued me with a new credit card, so I have to wait a week or so for that. And then I tried to get a temporary password so I could get my internet site back up and running, get on the ANZ site, and it was a schmozzle. I got through to someone who obviously wasn't the right person, and they transferred me somewhere else. And then I found out that the actual people there at branch could actually do that function for me anyway. So why make me go through all the agony of waiting on the phone? It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, my opinion of ANZ customer service compared to Commonwealth, it really leaves a lot to be desired. So that was basically most of the day gone. Now I've got to go back to the Commonwealth Bank and try to get a temporary password from them, because the one they gave me yesterday had expired. So they didn't tell me there was a time limit on it. So I waited till about 5 o'clock before trying to get myself a permanent password on the site, and by that time it was invalid. So very frustrating times. A spate of good weather has just finished. It's overcast again this morning. On a Thursday morning, I'm heading down to Cairns Central to ANZ to see if I can get my bank account unlocked, and I'll be doing the same with the CBA. So currently my desktop computer's in with the computer guy. It's going to cost me quite a bit of money to have it cleaned and put virus protection on it. Hopefully I have some luck today with the getting passwords at work, because last time I went to both banks late last week. Both of the passwords didn't work. So at least CBA are more proactive. They did call me. They had their security section call me yesterday and say, you know, I need to come in. But ANZ have heard nothing, and they just don't seem to care. We'll see. I might have to wait on the phone for over an hour again at the ANZ just to get through to the correct people to get this sorted. I don't know. I just don't know. It's incredibly frustrating, but the bottom line is, because of all the crap I've had to put up with here trying to get myself back online, I've just ditched my holiday. I just can't afford to be going overseas in a few weeks with all this up in the air. I have to get it all resolved, and so I was able to change my airline tickets. I paid more so I could do that, so I've got nearly all of the airline tickets have been changed, so I'm hoping that all worked out okay, but I have so little confidence in anything I do online at the moment because I've been hacked. My Hotmail account's been hacked and I can't use it anymore. So I'm in real trouble, and I haven't got a working phone. I'm not sure whether my phone's been infected. It's very debilitating. I'm basically stuffed, and I'm just hoping today I'll get something positive from ANZ. CBA I think will come through. I think they're a bit more professional. Woman said to me, make sure you check out your temporary password at the branch. Go to the computer to do that, because they told me to do that last time, but I didn't have my customer number. So I'm prepared today with all that. So hopefully we'll get things moving in the right direction, because it's going to take certainly at least a few weeks before I'm back online in all functions. Going to have to get some new email addresses, going to have to get a new mobile phone number by the looks of things. Things have got to change quite a bit. First off, I'll get my computer guy to do a scan on my phone to make sure that's not infected. Then I'll be able to get another mobile account, get another SIM card and put that on. Oh, that grotty old couch is back. Oh, God. That's bizarre. Why did someone bring that back? I thought that would have been gone to the tip. That's bizarre. It's actually still around. Well, yeah, I never thought I'd see that piece of crap again. It's actually gone a bit more wear and tear too this time. Unless it's a different piece of furniture. Something that should be thrown out. You wouldn't want to be sitting on it, seriously. Yeah, if you want to catch something, get some fleas or something, maybe that's a good idea, but yeah, I can't see it's a smart move. Things are even worse than what I thought yesterday. This hacking thing is just continuing on, and now I've found out that quite a number of my shares have been sold while I had no access to the account. So that means that my ComSec account will be frozen for about 3 weeks, maybe longer. So that's great news. Yeah, now I've got to go down to the cop shop and report the white collar crime, I guess, and get a number to pass on back to ComSec security. So it's just, it just never stops. This is just unbelievable, and I'm no closer to getting access to my accounts by the looks of things. I don't know how I'm supposed to live like this. This is crazy. Anyway, maybe I'll get access to the ANZ account in the next few days. But as far as CommBank is concerned, I'm just not sure. So it's pretty bad. Anyway, hopefully it won't take too long just to file a report to the cops. It's just basically to put it on record, because I don't think they'll be able to do anything about white collar crime. They'll be snowed under with other stuff. Anyway, this isn't the way I was expecting this day to pan out. It's got even worse. Chance of catching the next bus, but I think it might have gone a bit early. But haven't had any exercise for a long time, so it's probably not a bad thing to have a walk. Oh. And it's been another very frustrating day. I went into ANZ with not high expectations, although the lady that served me, she seemed to know what she was talking about. And I thought maybe finally I would get a working password. But then she put the clanger on me and said you have to have an operating mobile number before we can set you up. The previous person hadn't said that. So it makes you wonder about the level of expertise overall. But after all that, I go to Commonwealth Bank hoping that I can get some action there with my my savings account, get access to it all. Now the issue is ComSec, and shares have been sold illegally without me knowing it. So just another dagger in the guts from cybercrime. And not only that, I have to report this now. I have to report it to the police, turn up to the station, and of course because it's cybercrime they won't fill in a police report there. You have to do it online. Just making everything that much more convoluted, and it's just a real, I mean, if you were working full time and this happened to you, I reckon you'd have to take time off work to get it sorted, because the amount of crap you have to go through to get things happening, I'm the victim of crime, and I'm being treated like I'm actually the perpetrator. I feel as though it's all on me. It's not, yeah, it's just, I think it's an area where governments are going to have to look at very strongly to protect citizens from this sort of stuff, because it's just going to get more prevalent, and it really kicks you in the guts when it happens. So my mental state's at a pretty low level right now, and don't know how much more of this crap I can put up with, to be honest with you. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever, and either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.